Today we're in the pretty little town of Lymington and we're making our way to the shore to Keyhaven Marshes Nature Reserve. Keyhaven Marshes is a roughly 700 hectares of marshland that runs along the coast here between Lymington and the town of Keyhaven. Hello, I'm Lee and I'm the Diabetic Walker. Welcome back to the channel. Keyhaven Marshes is home to around 300 species of bird, not all present at the same time. They come and go through different seasons. There's also several species of birds of prey, osprey, kites, peregrine falcons, amongst just a few. Nice saltwater swimming pool there. When that opens in the summer, it will be filled with inflatables. Lots of fountains. We haven't quite got into the marshes yet, but the path we're walking at the moment is part of the Solent Way, which is a 60-mile path that runs between Milford-on-Sea, where we'll be heading later, and Emsworth along the coast there. When I left this morning, my sugars were 13.7. Had a small breakfast, and as always, no insulin. It's probably going to be a good 8 miles today. It's a little bit cloudy this morning. The weather is supposed to improve as the day goes on. It's supposed to be quite nice, bright sunshine this afternoon. So that'll be nice. It is a bit windy, mind. So what do we have here? First gate of the day. Let's do it. Here we are then, actually on Keyhaven Marshes now. Not too much to see at the moment. Something in the distance there, can't quite make out what it is. Let's see if we can zoom in on this in the distance here. No, I don't think they're going to pick that up on the camera. It's probably just a pigeon, to be fair. Come on, you're going to take off? Wow, look at this, isn't it beautiful? Some massive birds here, some geese there. I'm afraid I can't tell you what kind of birds we have here. That was a black-headed gull, I know that one. So what I thought was possibly a pigeon, but there was actually a heron. I knew it wasn't a pigeon. But I was talking to a guy with a really long camera. I thought this guy's going to know what he's talking about. Yeah, he told me that's a heron. Didn't get any decent shots of it, mind. He was stood there talking for 5 or 10 minutes. The heron was hardly moving. It's pretty windy along here. I'm having to hold on to my hat, even though it's strapped around my chin. Look at these, there's a load of birds out in the water here. Oops. Well, if nothing else, this is going to be a good test for the mic. It's going to turn you around here. Over there, that's the Isle of Wight. It's about as close as we can get to it here. I'm not going to continue along this path because it's going to take us back to the way we came, so we're going to backtrack on ourselves and carry on around the marshes. So I've been walking for just over 2 miles. My sugars have gone up quite high, over 18. Nearly 19 actually, 18.9. So I really need to burn off a bit of sugar. There's a big group of walkers coming up ahead of me. So I'm going to turn the camera off for a bit, and I'll bring you back when the sugars are down, hopefully. So the guy that I was talking to earlier, when we saw the heron, told me that a few weeks ago there would have been a lot more birds here, and in a few weeks' time there'll be a lot more birds coming back. At the moment there's a limited number of species, I don't know how many, but yeah, it certainly doesn't seem to be too many. So basically I've come precisely the wrong time of year. Typical. Never mind, the walk's nice. We're back on the road for a short bit now. And then we're going to make our way down to Milford-on-Sea. If you want to check out Keyhaven Marshes, you can park up in Lyndhurst. There's a car park right by the marina. There's toilets there, and there's clear signpost to the marshes. The thing about the Keyhaven Marshes is that you can do as much or as little walking as you like. There are plenty of little routes around there. You can just do a 15 or 20 minute walk, something like that. Hour and a half walking around the marshes. There's lots of little paths, like I say. Or you could extend it like I am doing. And I'm going to head along the South Coast path down to Milford, and then on, and I'm going to find a route back to New Milton train station, where we'll be getting the train back to Southampton. You could, if you wanted to, take in Hurst Castle. I've never been there myself. You have to plan your journey though, because I think it's open from April. Hurst Castle was one of their many castles built by Henry VIII. Well, not him personally. He ordered it to be built. Many coastline defences built during the reign of Henry VIII to defend against the attack, or the ominous attack, of the French. Well, let's be honest, wouldn't be the New Forest if we didn't get a couple of shots of the ponies, would it? There are quite a few cyclists out today, so I think that tells you all you need to know about the paths. They're nice and easy to ride on, and of course they're nice and easy to walk on. Nice gravel paths, so quite accessible if you need that, if you've got disabilities. It's only early March and I've noticed while I've been out walking, I've been at work, around my flat, there seems to have been a hell of a lot of gnats for this time of the year, so heaven only knows what it's going to be like in the summer. But there's loads of them flying around me now that probably can't see them on the camera, but you have to take my word for it. Yes, it has just started to spit. This wasn't in the forecast. It was supposed to be a cloudless sky by now. It's not. It's only a quick shower by the looks of it. There's quite a few decent blue patches around in the sky, you can probably see. There we go. That's where we're heading. I'm feeling just a little bit tired today. Really woken up this morning at about 4 o'clock with a hypo. And, more gnats, look at them. Yeah, so I got woken up by a hypo at 4 o'clock this morning. And struggled to get back to sleep. I'm normally up by 6 anyway, but didn't really get back to sleep. And then I had to go to work for a couple of hours. Bit of a rush to get the train from Southampton Central. Yeah, just brain's feeling a little bit foggy at the moment. Walked just over 4.5 miles now. It's probably about another 3/4 of a mile to Keyhaven, where we pick up the Solent Way again for a short time, and that in turn becomes the Christchurch Bay Way, and then we're going to follow that, as I say, along past Cliff and up to New Milton. So we're coming into Keyhaven now. Clouds are looking a bit ominous over there. Black clouds there. Pretty sure they're going to hold some rain. So as I say, this is Keyhaven. We're 5 miles in. My sugars have dropped to about 12.2. It's about 11:45. I think I might stop somewhere and get some lunch in a minute. It's a little bit windy here, so I'll try and find somewhere a bit more sheltered. We've just had quite a sustained period, probably about 10 minutes of pretty heavy rain. So I couldn't do any filming at all. And I'm not too happy about it because I haven't come prepared for rain. There was no rain in the forecast today. As I say, from 10 o'clock onwards, it was supposed to be sunshine all day long. But there you go. You never know, you've got to prepare for these things. I bought this down jacket because I thought it might be a bit cold being on the coast. It's not particularly cold. I mean, I'm wet now, so I'm getting cold. I only had a certain amount of room in my bag. I've got a small packing mag that I probably could have bought, but that doesn't really keep you that dry. Anyway, I'm wet now. Let's hope the sun comes out soon. So I've been walking alongside this embankment behind me there. The sea is the other side of that. I thought the embankment might have given us some protection from the wind, but it hasn't. It just seems to have channeled up along this pathway straight into my face. Bitterly cold, and I'm soaking wet now. Fortunately, the rain has eased off a bit. Walked about 6 miles now. My sugars have dropped to 8.1. Yeah, as you can tell, my speech is starting to go already. I think we've got probably another 2.5, 3 miles before we get to Barton Common, where we're going to turn off and head up towards New Milton train station. That's the Needles there in the distance. Right on the end of the Isle of Wight there. Don't think I fancy a swim in that today. So this is Milford-on-Sea then. It's not exactly a seaside town as such, though it is a town near the seaside. There are a few hotels, but it's more residential care homes, that kind of thing. I mean, it'd be nice for a day out. We've been down here a few times, but it's a shingle beach. We've got some quite nice views out over the sea there, if you can see that. Got sun glaring off the water. Yeah, it's alright. The sun is out now and I'm starting to dry out. My pants are wet though, which it's really uncomfortable. Whole grain mustard Scotch eggs, freshly made this morning. They're delicious. Still a little bit warm. Not sure if I can manage 2 of them. Well, I was planning on heading up to Barton Common to find a bench up there, away from the breeze, down here on the cliff tops. Then I came across this little shelter here, nice little bench, hardly any wind at all. It's great, we've got a view out over onto the Isle of Wight. Fantastic, the sun's back out and I'm drying out. Okay, so it's time for interesting fact number 4, is it? I think. Okay, so now most of us know that there's 2 types of diabetes. Did you know there's actually a 3rd type? Well, there is. Let me tell you about it. So it's only present in pregnant mothers, and it occurs because the placenta releases a hormone which stops the body absorbing insulin. Once the baby's born, no more diabetes. There you go, interesting fact number 4. So I've had my lunch, my 1 Scotch egg, that was enough for me actually. I'm not going to take any insulin, there's still a few miles to go yet. Now come on, let's get going. Alright, so I've been walking this coastal path for about a mile now, I would guess. And as you can see, a lot of the coast all the way along here is eroding. And this path comes quite close to the edge. Now I'm keeping my distance because I'm not really one for heights. It's not a massive drop, but yeah, it's enough. I think we've probably got about another 1.5 miles, 2 miles maybe, before we come off of this. Let's hope we can make it all the way to the end. I was down in Charmouth last weekend. I had a couple of days down there in a caravan. I was going to do some filming, but I came totally unprepared. The weather changed quite dramatically from the forecast the day before, and it got really cold, and I just didn't feel like doing any filming, so we just spent a couple of days down there. Went down to Lyme Regis and walked along the beach there. There was a sign there warning us of rock falls, and you could see some massive rock falls that have happened in the past. Happens quite regularly down that way. And as we were walking along the beach, there was a very small rock fall, but yeah, it caught our attention, let's put it that way. Oh, it's a trig point over there. Unfortunately we can't get to it, this is on private land. Got a bit more to do yet by the looks of it. Now I'm pretty sure that this area that we're heading towards now, we are now in Dorset. Certainly feels a lot more like Dorset. A lot more rolling hills. Oh, we're getting really close to the edge here. I'm going to move right over by the fence. Yeah, the hills are a lot more undulating. Don't really get that in the Hampshire countryside, even along the coast. Oh yeah, it's going to rock fall here for sure. Just had to take a detour there through the golf course due to the unstable cliffs. There was no way through, so we come through the golf course out onto Barton Common, and we're heading up now towards New Milton train station. This is going to take us all through houses, so I'm just going to stop filming here, say thank you for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one. I've been Lee, the Diabetic Walker.